Hi guys, and welcome to my video of Gustard X26 III digital to analog converter that I got quite recently, and there's a high chance, actually I'm certain right now, that it will replace my previous Gustard X26 Pro as my reference digital to analog converter in my setup. My X26 Pro is over there. So before we begin, test system details and store links and other links for the clock and for the fiber optic converters are in the video description. So why Gustard X26 III? Well, I loved X20 years ago, then I got and still own X20 Pro, and then later on I got and own, and I'm using as a reference right now, X26 Pro. Along the way I also had R26, that was a sidestep that I didn't really like. Apparently R2R is not my cup of tea. But X26 Pro is my current reference digital to analog converter, so when I've heard about new X26 III and X30, I knew that at some point I want to hear them in my setup. I got one from Aushida, as for some reason SMSL and Gustard stuff is significantly cheaper on Aushida than on AliExpress. Regular price for X26 III is $1,600. It's basically $155.99, but you can get one on regular sale. Like right now, I've actually checked that when I was preparing the video, and you can get one for $1,440. So what does $1,500 get you? The specification. Star of the show are twin Saber ES9059 Pro chips and dedicated power supply IC, also from Saber ES9311Q. It's a digital to analog converter, meaning that it will convert your digital signals to analog format to play your music with your amplifiers, but it also has a built-in network streamer with excellent quality, and this is kind of excellent addition to the device, because it's so good, that's spoiler, it's so good that you do not have to buy an external device for streaming your music. Okay, so getting back to the specification. It's using custom FPGA, it's using custom clock generator, it supports everything that you will throw at it, up to DSD 512 and PCM in 768 kHz. It does use XMOS XU216 as a USB bridge. Frequency response as specified by Gustard is anything between 20 Hz up to 20 kHz. THD plus noise is 0.0001%. Dynamic range is above 128 decibels, and signal to noise ratio is above 127 decibels. What's impressive here, very impressive, is crosstalk, as crosstalk is given as being above 152 decibels. That basically means that the channels are perfectly separated, and that's kind of what you'd expect, because this is dual mono setup. Okay, so before we'll take a look at the build, a couple of things on the menu, on the outside of the device, and a couple of things on the fuse. First thing, before I will forget about that, the fuse. I do recommend getting a better fuse for the device. The Gustard fuses were always working for me. I had a phase a couple of years ago when I was checking different types of fuses, and although I can hear the difference, I can hear it only with my Electrostat speakers or my Electrostat Stax headphones. But the difference is there. So I'm not recommending you to invest some insane amount of money into fuse, but getting Gustard fuse for $20 or $25 is basically like lunch money, so yes, do get one. Okay, so let's take a look at the device. Let's power it on. The device comes with a remote. It's the cheapest and worst thing about the digital to analog converter. Gustard gives the same type of remote to all of its devices. It's cheap, it's plastic, it will survive dropping to the floor, and it works fine. But I really wish for that kind of money to see something fully metal here. As for the device, the front of the device has nice LCD displays. I think there are 2 of them, and touch control buttons here. The logo over here doubles as a power button, so let's press that one, and it powers on with the logo, and nice OLED. These are not LCD, these are OLED displays, and one of them is for the volume control, and the second one is for settings. Oh, it's the one? No, never mind. So, as you can see, the touch controls are online right now, and we can see what they do. These ones are pretty obvious because they will control the volume. Yeah, and the middle one, if you touch it briefly, you'll be switching the inputs, like I do right now. And if you hold it like that, you'll enter the configuration menu. Configuration menu is very simple. It allows you to choose DSD filter, PCM filter. It allows you to enable or disable oversampling mode, and it allows you to change reference clock to external. And on the second part of the menu, we can choose one of the I2S modes. We can choose the phase over sound. We can choose how the display will behave. I recommend leaving it on auto because this is OLED, meaning that it may have shorter lifespan than LCDs. Nothing scary, but it's better safe than sorry. And then you can choose if the device will enter the standby mode by the remote or button or on specified time. To exit the menu, we need to hold the button again. I've placed the input at streamer right now as a reminder that I should tell you about one thing, quite important thing. Changing the input disables or enables the streamer, meaning the network interface goes down. And that means, which is actually a good thing, but this means that if you're going to connect Gustard to your network and you'll try to look for the configuration web page, you need to be sure that it's set on the streamer, because other than that, the network interface will be down and you won't be able to connect to the digital to analog converter. And yes, the interface actually is down because it won't even give you information with LED status LEDs on the network plug that the network is connected. So it's completely powered off, which is a nice thing, because if you're not using streamer, you probably want to have it powered down. Okay, so that's about the display and the buttons. Let's switch it off and let's unplug the power plug so we can take a look at the back. Nothing on the top. The sides have this nice pattern here, which I think doubles as a heatsink. And in the back we have a galore of inputs and outputs. Okay, so as we can see, we have one set of single-ended RCA outputs, one set of balanced outputs. We have network interface connector. We have firmware update USB-C, I think. Yes, it's USB-C connector. We have a regular USB connector to connect your PC or external streamer. We have IIS connector, I2S. We have SPDIF coaxial and optical connectors. We have IS-EBU connector. We have external 10 MHz clock connector. We have two switches for selecting the correct voltage for your region, because you can choose between 110 and 230 volts. We have power socket, we have integrated fuse compartment, and we have main switch rocker. Let's take a look at the bottom of the device, and I will tell you which screws you need to undo in order to get to the device. So we can see some venting holes, and you need to undo 3 screws, 2 in the corners, 1 in the middle here. You may want to loosen these ones too, so the back plate will be swinging just a little, and you need to undo 3 pairs of long screws, each one of them from the pair that's facing the front of the device. These are actually quite long, and they are holding the top lid in place. So this one, this one, this one, and the same on the other side. And once you do that, you can open the device by lifting the back lid here. Yes! As you can see, it's quite thick. It's solid aluminum. It's on par with the clone amplifiers that I was reviewing. After you will lift the back, you need to slide the front, because the front of the plate slides underneath the front plate of the digital to analog converter. So let's pause the video for a second, and I will change my camera angle so you'll be able to take a look inside. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 2 toroidal transformers. One is dedicated to analog section, and the second one is powering the digital section. We have power filtering capacitors. Each one of them is rated for 6800 microfarads. And I think these were Nichicons. Let's take a look at them. Yeah, they are Nichicons. The interesting thing here is that they are factory bypassed by German VMA capacitors. The red ones here are VMAs. We have custom Gustard clock over here. And we have the digital to analog converters over here. Then we have conversion stage between current and voltage. And then we have a low pass filter. Let me rotate the device. And let's zoom a little so you'll be able to see it more clearly. Yes. So, 2 Saber chips here. Basically the device is symmetric. This is a clock cable leading from this area that you cannot see right now. And I stand corrected. The first stage, I to V conversion, is hybrid stage, and it's using OPA 1612 operational amplifiers, these small guys here. All the red ones are Nichicons. All the capacitors here are, I think, Nichicons too. Let's take a look. Give me a second. And we're back. Yes, those are all Nichicons. And we have 2 Omron relays hidden over here and here for choosing and switching the outputs. While we're here, we can take a look at the streamer board. It's a dedicated hardware board created by Seal Audio. It's using a Linux system with Sealware 3.xx software. I forgot to cover one thing on the back. There is a micro SD card reader, and the micro SD card reader is used by the Seal Audio network streamer. In R26 R2R digital to analog converter, the card was used as the drive with operating system and firmware for the network streamer, but it's not the case here. It's empty and there's nothing in the slot. Okay, so let's rotate it and let's take a look at the digital board. We have some WinBond memory. We have ARM controller. We have analog devices. shark controller that's used for DSP. We have XMOS USB bridge hiding over here. We have Lattice here. I was thinking earlier that that's for DSP, but I'm not so sure now. But I think it's FPGA, and that's it. The nice thing here is the fact that we are having the shield between transformers and the rest of the device, and it's quite thick piece of metal, and the digital board is acting as another shield for the rest of the device. So let's zoom out and let's talk about the sound quality. But before we do that, I will power the device, so we'll be having a nice background. Give me a second. Okay, so it's powered on right now, and let's talk about the sound quality. First thing, the bass. The bass is flat. In one word, it's completely flat. It gives you exactly what's in the recording. Can be thunderous, can be slow, can be fast. It doesn't give or take anything. It's also very detailed, so you can hear different instrument textures. It's a very high quality bass, although I think it doesn't go as low in the lowest possible range as X26 Pro, the older one, but it's still an excellent bass. Moving on to the mid-range. Mid-range is very clear and very natural. Voices sound superb with all nuances and all emotion, and that's a step up from X26 Pro. Mids here, in a way, remind me of tube amplifiers with their sweet and natural sound. No harshness, no sibilance, loads of fun, loads of detail. And moving on to treble. Treble shines here. It's very well extended, it's very clear, and it's very transparent, but at the same time there is no listening fatigue, there is no brightness, and it doesn't sound glassy, if you know what I mean. But if the recording is bad, this digital to analog converter will not hide it. It's honest for good or bad. Again, the treble is a nice step up compared to X26 Pro. Now, moving on to the detail. I've already told you that there was a lot of detail in all three bands, but we have loads and loads of detail. None of it draws your attention in any kind of artificial manner. It's all there all the time, but it doesn't face your focus. It doesn't force your focus, and it doesn't force your attention. It's there. You can find it. You can hear it. You can switch your attention between different instruments. It's all there, but it doesn't force itself on your ears. Now, moving on to scene and imaging. All this detail leads us to excellent imaging in all dimensions. The soundstage is very wide, it's very deep, and it's very tall, and the locations of the sounds are very precise, but they are not points floating in space. Each one of the instruments have size and body. Center image is excellent, especially in tracks that have slight offset, meaning that the lead vocal is not perfectly in the middle, but it's a little bit to the right or to the left, and you can precisely hear this slight difference in positioning. Now, the last part, maybe not the last part, before the summary, I'm pretty sure that you want to know, as I did, if it's actually better and what are the differences against X26 Pro. So I have a dedicated section for that with separate notes. The first part of the review was made with Martin Logan XT100B speakers. These guys over there. Yes, and this one and this one. Okay, so I've been switching between X26 Pro and Gustard X26 III, and they were close. I was able to hear slightly better detail and more natural organic timbre with X26 III, but that wasn't a big thing. I had to focus to hear those differences. And I was honestly starting to feel bad about it, as it was quite a lot of money for the small differences that I've heard. But then I thought about switching the speakers to my full-sized electrostats. And again, Ascent saved the day. Their transparency can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. This time it was a blessing, because with them I was able to hear more differences and they were easier to spot. X26 Pro has a bit faster lowest bass, but X26 III has more clearer background, more detail, and better imaging. That last one, not by a lot, but it's there. There seems to be more space between instruments, and you can get better feeling of ambience of the place of the where the recording was made. The timbre with X26 III is more natural, organic, especially with voices. And to my surprise, percussion. This may be a weird example, but small background noises, like creaking floor, like steps that you can sometimes hear in the background of your recording, sound like they would be happening in your room. So it's, as I said, it may be a weird example, but they sound very, very natural, and this also translates to this organic timbre of instruments and vocals. So the Ascent restored my faith that this money was spent well, and X26 III will be my reference digital to analog converter for all amplifier and preamplifier tests from now on. It's definitely more refined than X26 Pro. At the same time, this comparison clearly showed that X26 Pro is still a mighty good device, still working hard in 2025. Both of them benefit from external 10 MHz clock, X26 III to lesser extent, which means that the new clock inside really is better than the old one. Both of them also love good power cords and interconnects. They react very well to changing the cables to something better. It's not like the X26 III is way better in one area than X26 Pro, but the refinements, the changes are everywhere across the board. So it's in detail, it's timbre, it's transparency, it's clarity of vocals, everything, small nuances, small changes, but everywhere across the board. So now moving on to some information about the streamer and about inputs. Okay, so maybe let's turn that off because we'll be talking about the inputs. So let's switch the cable off. Okay, first, the streamer. The streamer uses web interface. The first thing you need to do is to change language to English. You can do that by clicking the settings icon, that's the one with the wheel, and then you'll see the window option with language. The interface has quite a lot of typos in the menu, so it looks funny. Not everything is translated, meaning that even if you switch to the English language, some of the positions, some of the options in the menu will still be in, I think, Chinese. So I've used my phone with Google Translate to translate all of them. For the network streamer, we have iReplay, we have Rune, we have UPnP, DLNA inputs, we have HQ Player, NAA, and we have Spotify. We can enable or disable all of them, so we can leave on only those that we will be using. There's one option that's called sound mode. That's the one that was not translated, and it has options for musical and neutral, and those also were not translated. I've tried switching them, but honestly I couldn't hear much change. So I've left the sound mode on musical, which is the default option. The software version in my unit is 1.0 build 129. There's also an option to auto-update the firmware, but although I was clicking furiously check for updates, it failed not to load new version, but it failed to check, meaning that it would be okay if it would be saying that your firmware version is the latest one, but apparently there was nothing responding on the server side of the connection, so there was no answer with any kind of information about any kind of firmware. So what I've learned is that it's using Silver 3.x firmware, and you can access the device by the X26.local address, but you can also access the device, and in my case it was faster and simpler way, by IP address. I was able to check what IP address was assigned by my router, and it was faster than just waiting for the broadcast of the X26.local address. So, moving on to the inputs, as this is quite important part of the review, and this is quite an important part of discussion on HiFi. As you may have seen in my R26 review, I've checked maybe not all of the inputs, because I wasn't using SPDIFs, I wasn't using IS-EBU, but I did check and compare the quality from USB, from streamer, from IIS, and I checked the influence of the external clock. So, as it was for R26, and take a look at that video if you haven't seen it and want more details. I've checked all of them, and long story short, USB is excellent. Streamer is on par with USB, which is a very high price, so you can ditch your PC and go for streaming only. But I2S, this little guy, is even better. So if you own a DDC converter like my Singxer SU6 that you can actually probably see over there, IIS through DDC is better than USB and streamer. So if you have one, use that one. Okay, 10 MHz clock does make a difference, but it's less dramatic than with R26 and X26 Pro. For the streamer, I was also checking out fiber optic converters. What do these guys do? They basically convert your network connection from a regular, let's say, electrical Cat5.1 to fiber optic, and then back to Cat5. The idea is that if you're using fiber optic converters, you'll effectively isolating everything that goes on your network, every kind of noise, every kind of EMI from the device, because you have fiber optic with laser inside along the way. So, as for the fiber optic converters, the difference is bordering on placebo, but with some track the difference was repeatable, meaning that yes, there is a kind of small positive effect. Fiber optic converters are dirt cheap right now. I will link in the description of the video to the set that I got, that actually got its own review about a year ago. It's also launch money, it was something like $20. So it's worth having if you're using streamer, it's worth having just to isolate the device from your network. So I recommend getting a set for you because they are very cheap. I also recommend getting an external clock. The result is consistent, and although this guy is better than the clock that's built in X26 Pro, still external oven-controlled crystal oscillator gets you slightly better result. So, in total, using DDC through IIS and external clock elevates the sound quality even further. So these are the changes, these are the mods or extensions, if you will, that I would highly recommend. And the same works well for X26 Pro, and the same was working excellent. Actually, it was working even better for R26. So Singxer is quite an expensive device, but it's very recommended by me because it does elevate the sound quality, and it has this, for me as a reviewer, it has this nice feature of having two parallel IIS outputs. So I am able to connect two IIS devices at the same time with the same digital stream. And that was the way that I was comparing X26 Pro with X26 III. I've connected both of them through IIS inputs from Singxer, so I had two parallel data streams, and I was able to switch between them on my preamplifier and to look for the changes in sound quality. Okay, so moving on to the summary. Would I buy it again? Hearing it with Ascent, definitely yes. I wonder now about X30, the most expensive, that's almost $3,000. I think it was on sale right now for $2,700, but that's still like 2 times the price of X26 III. But I do wonder about X30. And do I recommend X26 III for you guys? As long as you have the budget for it, definitely. But do wait for our Shida sales, as the price goes down significantly by $150 or $200. So again, highly recommended. Finishing my review. Test system details in the description. Links to the Shida store, to the clock, very cheap and very good external clock. Links to the fiber optic converters in the description of the video. If you have any questions, if you have noticed anything during the review, give me a shout in the comments, and if anything useful comes from the discussion, I will also update the description of the video. So if you like that video review, if it helped you in any way to make a decision on buying Gustard or passing this one, you're more than welcome to support my channel by buying me a beer. And yes, the beer money goes towards beers. You can buy me a beer using super thanks under the video. So far I have nothing like Patreon or anything like that, because this is just a hobby. It's not my way of living. It's not my regular job. So thank you for watching this. If you'd like the video, you can leave thumbs up and stay tuned for more videos like that. I know I'm late with amplifier reviews. I promise you that during next week or next 1.5 weeks, I will get back to all of the, or most of the devices that had first look videos earlier. This one had to jump the line. Why? Because it's a reference digital to analog converter. If, as it happened, if it was to replace X26, then I will need to use it, and it will be replacing X26 Pro. So I will be using it as a reference source in other reviews. So that was the reason it jumped the line. So I hope you like the video. I hope you'll have a great, wonderful day ahead of you, and see you next time, guys. Bye.